It's a new day, and nothing's really quite going your way. You got bad news that's confusing. You got sad news that you're wounded. And it feels like the worst time. You're worried and scared and not fine. You feel unprepared with no signs. Well, it'll be alright, you just gotta fight. What about things happen to the best of us? It seems like they should be blessed. They just might be angels here as guests, teaching us to be our best. When everything breaks at the seams and you feel like you're losing belief, well, damn it, you just gotta stay strong. When it all falls apart and goes wrong, when you feel let down and so lost, and it feels like you can't hold on, well, damn it, you just gotta stay strong. 'Cause sometimes things go wrong, and one day everything's gone, but you can make it out and move on. So damn it, you just gotta stay strong. You know that it sucks and it hurts. It's like you've been cursed by the world at its worst. I'm sorry, I know you can't see it, but maybe all these things happen to you for a reason. So stay strong and push through it. Your willpower is everything you got, don't lose it. And one day things will get better. You just gotta get through the stormy weather. What about things happen to the best of us? It seems like they should be blessed. They just might be angels here as guests, teaching us to be our best. When everything breaks at the seams and you feel like you're losing belief, well, damn it, you just gotta stay strong. When it all falls apart and goes wrong, when you feel let down and so lost, and it feels like you can't hold on, well, damn it, you just gotta stay strong. 'Cause sometimes things go wrong, and one day everything's gone, but you can make it out and move on. So damn it, you just gotta stay strong.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for being here on today's National Children's Missing Day. So I didn't even know that today until Brandy Neal. Thank you so very much, dear, for reminding me of that, of such. So anyway, how are you today, Arctic?
Exhausted, but other than that, I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah. I wonder why you're exhausted. Why don't you tell us why you're exhausted, Mr. Lightning?
Yeah, 16 videos out this morning, and researching on some other ones that I want to get out. And I'm just, with it being National Missing Children's Day, I have to say that today is appropriate because today I covered cases that really broke my heart. I covered a case out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina, of a 14-year-old girl. She's been missing since January, believed to be pregnant, and law enforcement didn't even put anything out on this girl until yesterday.
Oh my Lord, that's horrible. But you know what the dog's doing? Whining. So I'm going to let you explain this case while I quickly let her out. I don't know why I didn't do it before. I apologize, everybody. Say hello to everybody or something. Tell your story. I'll be right back.
Yeah, so this girl, she has apparently gone missing in the past. There was an Amber Alert out for her last year, around this time, I believe. And I guess law enforcement decided just, as she's a habitual runaway, we're not going to take her case seriously. But I don't care if she's run away 1,000 times. She's 14 years old, guys. Her name is Layla Jones. There is a video in my playlist on her. I may have Linda play the video during our stream today too. But It's just absolutely ridiculous that it took this long. And what was even more bothersome to me, and you know how I hate to say anything negative about the family of a missing loved one, but this family had not put anything out on her either. Not in all this time. She's been missing since January. And to me, if my 14-year-old daughter was missing, regardless of whether law enforcement had put anything out on her or not, I damn sure would be posting all over Facebook, TikTok, any social media platform that would listen to try to find my little girl, especially if I'd found out that she may be pregnant with my grandchild. And so,
absolutely. I don't understand myself why they wait so long. Them cases never usually turn out very well. And there's a reason why they don't turn out well. You know what I mean? Usually there's a homicide involved or something.
I mean, the fact is, we know the first 24 to 48 hours is so critical in all these cases. And here we are 5 months in, and they finally decide to put something out on her.
Right.
I mean,
I don't get it. So like you said, like we were talking before, who's to blame? Is it law enforcement or is it family? Or
to me, it's both.
It's combination.
It's a combination.
And we need to do better for the kids.
And if this girl is a habitual runaway, well, why don't we get CPS involved and find out why she keeps running away? There's got to be a reason.
What's the root of the problem? Exactly. There is a root. There's something that's causing her to either run away all the time, or who knows? I mean, you know what I mean? I like to share some pictures, though, if I can get them up here. I want to be able to share some pictures of the missing. And I wonder if this will be doing it. Nope, there's no slides. So let me see. Video file, extra camera. Wait. Share my screen. Okay. Nope. Window. Entire screen. There we go. Nope. Okay. I wonder if that will show up. Okay, it should. So, let me see, window. There we go. I got it. Okay. There's Summer. And you want to read them as I, because you know me, I'm not good at reading them. Can you read them, Arctic?
Yeah. Summer Moon, Utah Wells. This is a case we're all familiar with. Little girl's been missing since the 15th of June, 2021, out of Rogersville, Tennessee. At the time of her disappearance, she was 5 years old. She would actually be 7 years old now. She was 3 feet tall and weighed 40 pounds at the time of her disappearance. Anyone that has information on Summer or her whereabouts is asked to contact the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation at 800 TBI Find, and you can also contact the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Her case number there in Rogersville is 2106-160-400.
All right, hang on. I forgot I was muted. My dog is still crying to go out. She didn't want to go out at first. Now she wants to go out. I don't get it. All right, let me see. Now I'll do this one. Did it switch? Okay, wait. I have to stop sharing, I guess. Okay, then do it again. Okay. I see how it's going to make me do it. Sorry, guys. Please bear with me. Share screen. Okay. All right. There we go. Here we go up.
Yeah, you're going to have to blow that one way up.
How's that?
Oh, I'll get my magnifying glass, pretend I'm looking at Doug's penis. Let's see here.
Nevaeh Lee Kingbird, missing out of Bemidji, Minnesota. She has been missing since the 22nd of October, 2021. She was 15 at the time of her disappearance. She is 16 years old now. She is 5'4" tall and weighs 120 pounds, black hair and brown eyes. She goes by Bea, and Tank. She is enrolled with the Minnesota Chippewa tribe, and she was last seen wearing unknown clothing. She did have blue jeans on and Nike slide sandals. Anyone with information on Nevaeh or her whereabouts is asked to contact the Bemidji, Minnesota Police Department at 218-333-9111 and reference case number 21021095. You're muted again, Linda.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say, I'm going to do another one. These are ones that are dear to our community and ones that we've all seen in our community. So let's do this one. Okay. Oh, Michael's information is.
Yeah, you've got to really go.
Okay, let me. I can't.
Actually, you know what? I can do better. I've got a flyer for him on my phone. Hold on a second.
Okay, yeah, because this one is like not coming up. I couldn't find the other few I have because I got them in mixed videos, but we all know Michael Monkey Vaughn.
So Michael Monkey Vaughn, he went missing on the 27th of July, 2021. Left on foot at around 6:30 p.m. near his home at Southwest 9th Street in South Arizona in Fruitland, Idaho. At the time of his disappearance, he was 5 years old, 3'7" tall, and weighed 50 pounds, with blonde hair and blue eyes. He was last seen wearing a light blue Minecraft video game t-shirt and dark blue boxer briefs and sandals. He goes by the nickname Monkey. Anyone with information on Michael Monkey Vaughn or his whereabouts is asked to contact the Fayette County Sheriff's Office at 208-642-6006.
It's Michael. And my dog is whining. Just, you'll have to wait a minute. Okay. She'll have to wait. She's whining. She just wants chicken that I was eating. Isn't that terrible? That's what she wants. Okay. And here's Brandon Abbott. Can you read that good enough, or you need me to blow him up a little?
Yeah, blow that one up. Oh, actually, let me see if I've got a Brandon flyer on my phone, because I think my Brandon flyer probably has more information on it.
I just grabbed the ones that was available to me to be able to slideshow, because my stuff is always, I'm not most organized in my filing system, people. I'm not, but I'm.
All right. Brandon Abbott, he is missing from Pleasant Hill, California. He's been missing since the 17th of January, 2022. At the time of his disappearance, he was 16 years old, 5'6" tall, and weighed 107 pounds, with hazel eyes and brown hair. The San Francisco division of the FBI and the Pleasant Hill Police Department in California are asking for the public's help in trying to locate Brandon. He has not been seen or heard from since his disappearance. The FBI San Francisco field office is involved. If you do have information, please contact them at 415-553-7400 or the Pleasant Hill Police Department at 928-288-4600. And it's worth noting that there is a publicly funded $7,370 reward for information that leads to Brandon's safe return.
There we go. Them are some of the missing. I have to let this dog out because now I've removed the chicken. So I'm imagining that she is really wanting to go out. I'm so sorry, people. My dog does this to me every time. So, Arctic, why don't you talk about the Amber Alert, which is a way of preventing?
Well, yeah. I mean
for long term, which we looked at.
Yeah, that's the big issue, is that so many of these children, the only one that we went over today that actually has an Amber Alert is Summer Wells. Brandon does not have an Amber Alert. Monkey does not have an Amber Alert out on him. And I would say about 98% of the children in this country that go missing never see an Amber Alert. And that's a big issue. Because right now, as things stand, the criteria for an Amber Alert to be issued varies from one state to the next. And while one child may be able to qualify for an Amber Alert in, say, Tennessee, if they were in, say, Texas, they may not qualify for said Amber Alert. And there are so many criteria that have to be met in a bunch of states. There has to be a person of interest in the abduction. There has to be a vehicle of interest. In some cases, they have to have a tag number. And it's like pulling teeth to get some of these law enforcement agencies to issue an Amber Alert. Hey, Mind of Monsters, good to see you here. But yeah, so what I've got is a change.org petition that is out there. We're wanting to reform the Amber Alert system. I want to make it to where any child under the age of 18 that goes missing automatically qualifies for an Amber Alert, regardless of the circumstances. Because what seems to happen is in these runaway cases, they don't qualify for Amber Alerts ever. And the problem is that in many cases, a child that is a runaway situation is at a higher risk because they don't have a means to support themselves. They end up either of their own volition getting into the sex trade industry, or they end up getting trafficked. And it's sad. And so it's important that we get this Amber Alert system reformed to where across all 50 states, if that child goes missing, an Amber Alert is automatically issued within the first hours of that child's disappearance.
Absolutely. Amen. I wish we could broadcast this completely. I mean, everywhere. I'm talking everywhere. Like get it on the national news to have people sign it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Because it is our children, even if it's not our personal children, it's the world's children. It's our future. What is being done to our children and lack of being done for our children is mind-blowing to me, because I grew up in an era where children were taken care of, at least that I could see. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, and here's where I get a lot of pushback on my Amber Alert system idea, is that people feel like if the alerts are issued for every missing child, people will become numb to them. But here's the thing. You don't let them become numb to them. You broadcast these alerts just like you do a tornado warning or a thunderstorm warning, to where it's going across not only your phone, but it's going across your television. It's going across your radio. It should, by all rights, be going across streaming services, because that's where the majority of people get their entertainment today. Most everyone I know has cut cable out completely and goes on Netflix or goes on Hulu or goes on YouTube. But hardly anyone I know even has cable anymore. They rely strictly on, the little Roku box for their entertainment. And so
I do. Like
that's why it's so important that we need to start getting these alerts issued on streaming services as well. And there's a lot of things we could be doing that I haven't got petitions out for, that I would like to do one day. And for instance,
you want to put your link down there for that petition, because they're saying that they can't find it in my description.
Hold on, I can do that.
And I could swear it's right here. It says Arctic's petition signed. Maybe they're saying that it might be.
I just dropped it again.
Okay. It should be correct. If it's not, then I need to replace that.
But there are so many things that we could be doing in this society. Think about it.
Thank you.
You go to the gas station to get gas. 99% of the gas stations today have a screen on there that's trying to advertise hot dogs, nachos, and whatever as you're checking out to get your gas. Instead of trying to advertise something that's going to kill you early, we could be putting missing children's faces on there, and they could still advertise at the same time. Same when you go to Walmart. You go to Walmart to check out. They want you to go through the job killer, the one they want you to self-check out. Well, they could have a corner of that screen dedicated to missing children's flyers. Back when I was a child, which is way too long ago, you would walk into Walmart and there would be a big bulletin board that had all kinds of missing children's flyers on it, but you don't see that anymore. Back then, they really honestly went above and beyond. Walmart was one of the first ones to come up with the code Adam, to where if a child went missing inside the store, they would issue a code Adam after Adam Walsh, but you don't hardly even hear those being issued anymore.
Right.
And
I just changed that in the description, guys. I got the link from Arctic and replaced it, so this one should work. It's blue now, so it possibly was me putting it in, copying and pasting. So I did just put it in there. Now you can find it in the description. I'm sorry, Arctic. I just wanted to make sure that I had that corrected, because it's very important, that considering that's what we're really talking about today.
Yeah.
And I want to make sure it works. I want people to sign it. It's no benefit to us at all. It's a benefit to every single child, adult, senior citizen, teenager, preteen, baby in the world, in our United States of America.
Because here's the deal. There, back to things we should be doing that we aren't. I went in to the Hardee's the other day to order food. They didn't have anyone to take my order. They wanted me to do it on a machine. So as our world becomes more and more automated with these self-serve options, why can't we put those to benefit to try to help find our kids? Why could they not have a missing children's flyer slideshow going in the corner of those machines?
Well,
I mean,
I agree, but it all tends to boil down to the politics of it and the money. If all this stuff was free, the protesting to get it into a bill, to get the bill signed, to get, to make it a law, it's all politics, and we really don't have much say as far as that goes. I would like to see somebody pick up that is able to bring this to a bill for Arctic, like somebody in his state or any state that's willing to write this up and make it a bill to get signed and go through Senate and everything. I mean, that's what we really need.
Absolutely. And here's the deal too, because right now, with our political climate being what it is, where it seems to be just one big cockweighing contest between the Democrats and the Republicans. And whenever the Republicans put out something, the Democrats block it. Whenever the Democrats put out something, the Republicans block it.
Exactly.
We've got to come together for the good of our children in order to make these changes. I don't care if you're a Democrat, Republican, or if you vote for little green aliens. This is something we can all agree on.
Exactly. Thank you. Well said. Well said. I totally 100% back you and agree with you on that. It has nothing to do with personal thoughts, political views. It has to do with saving the people in our world, in our United States, in our states, our neighbor, our brother, our sister, our future brother, sister, aunt, grandchild, whatever. It's everybody. It's not inclusive. Is that what it's called?
This will be an all-inclusive.
It's just for people, human, breathing people.
Exactly. Anything that can benefit a child is something that everyone should be on board with. And if you're not, then you've got some type of mental issues and you need to go get yourself Baker acted and checked out because you've got problems.
Right. This is the most non-selfish thing I could think of somebody doing, or wanting to have done, a group of people wanting to have done. Because I know we might be a small little group right here. It might be only, I don't even know how many people watching me right now. I don't even care. Some people watch, some people won't. We all know if we don't have drama, we're not going to have great big numbers. That's okay. Maybe it gets out to the right person. That's what matters.
Exactly. It's like my videos. I'm not monetized, which actually hurts my views, by the way,
Mine
because if
too.
you're not monetized,
Yep.
YouTube doesn't push you out into the algorithm like they do the monetized channels. If
Exactly.
my video reaches one person and it helps bring one child home, then it's worth the 6, 7, 8 hours a day that I put into making the videos. So
Yep. Exactly. I totally agree with you. I could not agree more. I mean, Arctic, you're always on fire, always on point. You make great points. I mean, you're a great representative for the missing. And that's another thing. I mean, it's not a celebration, it's an awareness day. There's resources under both mine and Arctic's descriptions that are always there. They're like
exactly. There's a lot of
default.
things that parents don't know when their child goes missing, because we never expect it to happen to us, right? So when something happens and one of our children goes missing, or our nephews, or someone we know, we don't necessarily know what to do. That's why we have those resources in the description boxes of each and every single one of our videos, because there's a wealth of resources out there that most people don't realize are available to them until it's too late.
Yep. I mean, I find them daily. I was going to look today to see if there was new ones, like I said to you, because there usually is something new popping up, some new campaign done by the missing and exploited children, or somebody, one of them missing groups out of any state. I mean, you can go to Google and missing and name your state, and boom, there will be their what they call a clearinghouse, which I don't like them terms, but in a way I do, because
or go to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children's website. You can actually narrow it down by state. You can narrow it down to your state and see exactly how many children are missing just from your state alone. And then you take that and you think, oh God, that's just from my state. Imagine how many are missing from all 50 states, because in this country, a child goes missing every 40 seconds.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I just did a video on missing in Minnesota. You can't see every one of their faces. I mean, you do, they're all there, but there are a lot. Okay. There's a lot. And there's 26 current, now not cold cases. Okay. Because the ones I showed are cold cases, ones that people are 110 years old. They're still looking for
out of Minnesota, I covered at least 2 cases today that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
Let's see here. There is hold on, let me get to it real quick.
I know there was one yesterday out of Bloomington. I did that one. I posted it.
Let's see. 68-year-old Deborah Hagenbuck, missing from Grand Rapids, Minnesota.
Yeah. Up north there.
Let's see here. There was another one too. I don't see it right now, but I know I did another one out of Minnesota today too. And it's just, it's sad, because you see all children go missing and you don't hardly see any coverage on them at all.
None.
When I go to try to put a video out, and I literally have to scramble for hours just to find enough information regarding height, weight, eye color, hair color to put a video out, that's a problem.
Yes, it is. It's teamwork here. You want to find the missing. You want resources to give to parents or to people that are helping in the missing. You also want to have those resources where you can place your missing, where they'll keep the data, keep you informed. But you also have to have the people who are having the missing happen out of their family or friends. They have to bring a current photo. They have to have more detail when they make a missing poster. I see so many non-facial posters. It makes me want to just cry every time I look at it. And it's out of the Dakotas. It's horrible.
Mind of Monsters. I know that there are several missing out of Washington State. I know I've done videos on a few in the past week out of Washington State, and I know that I've seen others that I haven't had a chance to put anything out on. But yeah, there's a lot missing out of the Washington State and Oregon area. So it's bad. And I covered 3 out of Iowa today. And so every time I turn around, you know, just when I think, oh, well, Virginia is bad because I just covered 6 out of Virginia. Well, then I turn around and I got another 6 out of Tennessee and another 6 out of Washington State. I mean, it's an epidemic everywhere. It's not just, hey, this one state's bad. It's bad everywhere, guys.
Yeah, I can't imagine. I mean, I try to go to my the Native American site right away, and boom, you know, there's so many cold cases.
Oh yeah,
for the Native Americans, which my heart just breaks because it's a lot of politics that is involved in them.
Well, yes,
for the Native Americans, and you know, it breaks my heart. I do want to say hi to people in chat because they're here, and I just feel we should. We didn't. So Dolly Bear, Bethea Bite, Mark, Miranda. I said it right this time. Yes, Miranda, you got to give me a star for that. Let me see. Sixth Sense Amelia, Mind of Monsters. Did I say Dolly Bear? Yeah. Okay. Widow. Hello, Widow. So yes, I wanted to say hi to you guys. Thank you for being here. So to me, if you're not getting all of the team together to make sure that this one individual, we're not even talking the thousands like we're just speaking of, right? That, you know, the hundreds that are in my state that are cold. Okay, plus the 26 that are not cold cases, you know, I mean, and they grow every day. Or they just named 3 more that I don't even personally hear about. They're in my state. I don't hear about them. I don't know how it is for everybody else, but that's heartbreaking to me that I live in the state and I don't hear about it. I don't get no kind of messaging on my phone or anything. And if we had that Amber Alert for everybody, I would.
Exactly. And you know, and it happens in my state too. Here I am. I this is what I do. This is my one thing that I do to be productive to society is put out the missing. And I've come across cases in my own community that I had no idea they were missing. And so it's ridiculous that, you know, unless you work doing what we do, you wouldn't have any idea how many are out there. I encourage everyone, just join the missing persons groups on Facebook.
Absolutely.
You will have a whole new respect for how bad the problem is and how many people are actually out there missing. Now, the good news is that when the Amber Alerts are issued, children are generally found in about 48 hours. It's sooner than that. I can't tell you the number of Amber Alerts I've rushed to put a video out on, and by the time it finishes rendering my video and it gets uploaded to YouTube, that child's been found.
Exactly. It's that quick. And that is what everybody deserves. Every single person deserves that emergency system to make them aware that there is a missing person. Start looking right now. Start helping find that person right now. Start using them resources immediately.
Exactly. And you don't have to be a creator to help. You can share these flyers that I post every day in my Facebook group and that are posted in all kinds of missing persons groups. You can share those to your Facebook. You can share my videos to your Facebook or Twitter or wherever you want to share them to. Hell, if you are a creator, you're free to clip anything I put out. You can download the whole video if you want to and upload it to your channel. I have never copyright struck anyone, and I never will if they're here for the right reasons and doing it.
Exactly. Definitely, you know, I mean, there's ways of bringing awareness immediately that the state, the government can help with. Then there's ones that organizations help with, like the missing and exploited children, the poly class. There's just too many. There's so many of them that are out there.
The Aware Foundation.
The Aware Foundation, exactly.
Yes.
There's so many of them. And then there's the smaller groups, Facebook groups, okay, that put out so many that me and Arctic can never even keep up with them. No, it is impossible. When I wake up in the morning and I look and I go to my Native American missing, boom, first 3 right there, boom, I post them. Then I look for ones that have been found, or if they haven't, then right away I get into the long-term missing. There's so many of them. It would take me forever and a day to cover them.
Exactly.
If you join them, you can see the share button and you can share it yourself. So that is a way of being a creator or a supporter of the missing by just being on that page and sharing what you see.
Yeah, because honestly, anyone can do what we do. We sit in front of a computer and we talk, but if it wasn't for you guys sharing these videos out and making sure they get to a large audience, they wouldn't be of any use. You are the ones that bring these children home. It's not us.
Right. Because we have pretty much share the same subs, but from different areas too. I mean, I got, some that come over and look at my stuff from the wrongfully convicted. So they'll share, and they're, and I encourage every single person that is out of country, share their photos if they're from the United States. We have no idea knowing if they've been taken somewhere.
Exactly. A lot of these children are well, we know from past experience, have been trafficked. And we have actually seen children found after 30, 40 years in other countries because obviously no one was looking for them there. And so that's why it's so important, no matter where you are, to share these videos out. And also on the same note, if you happen to know something in a case, even if you think it's insignificant, go ahead and share that with law enforcement, because sometimes it's that one insignificant tip that someone thinks, they already know that breaks the case wide open.
Yep, exactly. Because you might have seen like, well, they were wearing this and in this vicinity. Oh, well, they already know that, but they don't know you've seen them.
And if I get something wrong in the video, don't be afraid to call me out on it. I would rather you let me know, and so I can pin that comment so people have the correct information. I do my best to make sure I've got everything right, but I'm not perfect. I get shit wrong.
Yep. I love it when somebody tells me, because I don't know. Sometimes I'm not paying attention and I send before I, proofread it, which Lord knows how I am about that, right? But yeah, you know what I'm saying? And Mark, no problem. The Native Americans are a very big passion for me. I had a friend who spoke on the No More Murdered Sisters behalf and spoke for the Native community very highly and was very well up in there in the Congress and everything else, was just my friend. And he dedicated his last years to doing that, and he passed away. So I kind of took it on without really, taking it on. I can't speak their language. I don't do that, but I will share their faces. I will make them important. In my descriptions, there's all kinds of Native American associations that are top notch. I belong to them in Twitter. I follow them. I have a very strong passion for people that seem to get pushed aside, and that is people of color, of any color. Okay. I am very passionate to push their faces, because we all know that the blonde-haired, blue-eyed kid will get pushed into national media.
Exactly.
And we don't see the Native American. We don't see the African American. We don't see the Chinese American. We just don't see that as much, and it breaks my heart.
Exactly.
And my family has many, and I respect all, and they're human beings.
You go over to my channel and you look at my playlist, and it's probably the most diverse playlist you'll see on a channel covering the missing. I try to cover everyone, because every person is just as important as the next, whether they're 85 years old or whether they're 2 years old, whether they're black, brown, white, whatever the case may be, they're still someone's loved one. They're just as important as the next person is. And why it is the way that it is in this country, that unless you're a blonde-haired, blue-eyed, 5-year-old little girl, you don't go and get the national media attention. I don't know. It shouldn't be that way.
Yep, exactly. Hi, Lady R 2.0. Welcome. I love you. I'm so glad you're here. And yes, I agree with you, Arctic. I try to cover as many of color and try to push them even more, because it's just something that, I mean, I don't understand it. I just don't. It's like I don't understand why Amber Alert is not made for everybody. These are things that, as a normal thinking person, thinks it should be very easy to do. I'm just an everyday person, and I see these things that can help, and extremely help find immediately is an Amber Alert. Okay, it has been proven to help many cases.
Yeah.
So if everybody had one, why should that be so hard? Why does that one thing have to be so hard? We have tornado warnings. Okay, we didn't ask for them, but they're there, right? And they help us, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
and you know, and how many times are the tornado warnings all for naught? You know, how many times have you been issued a tornado warning, and the strongest thing that happens in your yard is that your trash can gets blown over?
Exactly, but it's still there, right?
It's still there.
It's a prevention thing.
Because what,
warn.
you know, they would rather err on the side of caution. So why can't we err on the side of caution when it comes to our children?
Exactly. It's a simple move. I mean, we need to speak up about this. And I know that it involves speaking to your government, okay, of your state. Talk to your governor, write him a letter. I mean, Xerox copy the same letter 500 times and send it to him once a week. Okay, that's how you get their attention. I know it sounds redundant. It sounds childish even maybe, but it is something that works. Okay, so if we all did that to our states, wherever we are, even if we're in the same state, you know, just do it. Just write them a letter. Say
exactly.
This is,
because individually, there's not much that we can do to change things. But if we all come together,
I mean, that breathes. Yes, you need to come together for good. And if you did that, if you actually just wrote a letter and Xerox copied the same letter 50 times and sent it to them once a week, you are going to get their attention. Okay, you will. Guaranteed you will. Or if you email them, okay, or write on their community pages of your government, your mayor, your governor, whatever you might have in your state. I'm not talking outside of the United States, because that won't help us, but sharing their faces will, you know, that's great, you know. But I mean, if we all did that, we'd make a difference. But you all gotta want to do it. We'd make a difference. You would really have a voice.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what it takes, is for all of us to come together and put the bugs in the right people's ears, you know. And it's National Missing Children's Day. I also want to speak on something real quick too, because we also have to start working on reform towards our CPS system too, because the two go hand in hand. So many of our children go missing from boys and girls homes. I can't count the number that I've covered. And when children are removed from homes that are abusive, rightfully so, the system's so broken that they are so worried about reuniting them with their abusers that we end up with cases like Harmony Montgomery, with like Oakley Carlson, like so many of the disasters that we've seen. And the problem is that the rules and regulations regarding the CPS system, or whatever they want to call it in whatever state, because it's usually called something different in different states, they go back to the 1960s. Okay, we are in 2023. So think about how many years that is since there's been major reform of this system. And there's so many loving families out there that want to give these children good homes. But the problem is that certain states have rules and regulations that discriminate against same-sex couples from adopting or fostering kids, and this and that and the other. It shouldn't matter. What should matter is that that kid goes into a loving home that's going to take care of that child, that's going to support that child, that's going to be there for that child. So,
and if you honestly look at statistics of same-sex marriages, raising children, they're very good.
absolutely.
Their children
Absolutely.
are extremely well taken care of. They get academically are very well taken care of, and they become successful individuals. And the sex of the parents had nothing to do with it. It had to do with being proper people who brought up
Exactly.
their children correctly.
Which, here's the thing. When a child is put into the foster care system, in order for them to go into a foster home, there's home studies done. You have to prove that that child is going to be well cared for. You have to keep all your nods locked up, all your medications locked up. Each child has to have a certain amount of square footage space per child. There's all kinds of criteria that has to be met in order for you to foster a child. Now, here's the issue, is that when these children are reunited with their abusers, those abusers don't necessarily have to prove that same criteria to get their children back. It should be just that. There should be in-home visits for months and months after that child returns to their abuser. It should be the exact same thing as it is for a child going into a foster system.
Right on. You know, you say, you know what I mean? What do I say after that? You're so spot on, and we think so much alike. It's crazy. I agree. 100%. And where was I?
Sorry, I didn't mean to get you off track. It's something that popped into my head, and I had to go off on it. So, hey V, good to see you.
Hello V, wonderful to see you. Yeah, I think that there's, we sit and we complain, or well, we talk. Okay, I'm not complaining. I am in a way, but mainly we talk a lot about the missing. We put out their posters, articles number 1 at that. I'm trying to catch up. I've been quite busy this week, though. My grandchild has me going. That's why you are not seeing me on camera today. Sorry, I'm not a mess. I am not a mess. But I think that with us doing this, and everybody always goes, they want to help. Well, there's a good way to help. Send in your views on your state's Amber Alert. Send in your views on their putting out the missing to us, so we do know. Because my state's not good at it. It doesn't meet the national standards of news here in this state, I guess. I don't know. I want to find out. And my only way of finding out is to go to my little email and emailing my governor.
Yeah,
And,
I mean, we should be emailing all of our representatives from our
Yes.
city councilmen on up to our governors, on up to the president of the United States, because this is something that's that important.
Yes.
And believe me, I have done it. I've emailed and emailed and emailed and written letters. And I've even gone and testified in front of, presented my ideas in front of my local city council. I've gone before my state legislator and presented ideas. So, I mean, I'm doing what I can, but it's going to take more than just me, more than just checking, more than just the YouTube creators to get this done.
Yep, exactly. I am 100% all for writing them a nice, respectful letter and Xeroxing it and sending the same one. Doesn't matter. It's getting the point across. They're going to read it. They're going to know it. You know what I mean? And it's up to us as individuals in our own states to do so. We can demand better ways of putting out the missing, their faces, finding them, better resources to finding them quicker. And the Amber Alert seems to be working well where it's in place in the right reasons. I think everybody deserves one, no matter what your age, no matter
Exactly.
circumstances.
Exactly. And Mind of Monsters brings up a really good point. The digital billboards, when a child goes missing, those things are awesome. I understand it would be an expense to have those for every single missing child, but they do work. which I've got to give a great shout out to Lamar Media Group, because they will provide a digital billboard to family members of the missing for, I've seen them do it for up to 6 months. It's usually for a couple of months, but that's a resource that a lot of people don't know about. So
right on. Exactly. And that you'll find in the description of both mine and Arctic's videos, every one of them. Like I said, we have resources that are in every single one of our videos that you can go to and check it out yourself. Find out how you can volunteer your time. Do, you know what I'm saying? There's just things you can do on your own that would help us do our job better. And it's a working machine, a working train, Everybody is.
I mean, it basically all boils down to, it takes a village. It takes every single one of us working together in order to make a difference in bringing these kids home. That's the bottom line.
Amen. It does. So with that, I think we're done. I think we've covered what we need to, unless you have anything else, Arctic, that you'd like to speak on.
Oh, I think I've said my piece for right now. I'm sure I'll think of something after the live's over, but
yeah. So I want to thank every single one of you who sat here and listened to us ramble. If you liked the video, please push the like. Thanks for being here. I hope that you'll take some of our advice here and do, what you can on your end to engage in helping the missing. Sign that petition. Let's make every single missing person important, because they are. Every single one of them are important. I mean,
exactly. And I want to point out Mind of Monsters here, because she does make some really great flyers for missing.
Oh my gosh,
children.
yes.
So does Duchess Discussions. And so if you ever have a child that's missing, or there's one missing in your area and they don't have a flyer, reach out to me, reach out to Checking. We can get in contact with Mind of Monsters or Duchess Discussions, and we can get a flyer made. And at that point, if you need a copy of that digital flyer to share out, hey, we are more than happy to help you get it shared out. So
exactly. Okay. All right. Thank you, everybody. Remember, everybody matters. Go out and have a brilliant day. Make some memories with your family, and we will see you next week.
I've been dreaming on in my head like I've seen it. A life worth living is a life with meaning. I'll do what I love till my heart stops beating. I'm feeding this demon. Got a taste, can't erase bitterness in my face. Work a job every day till your dreams fade away. Like a card, never change. Play the game that we say. I need a break. I'm staying strong, need to move on to be what I want. I'll keep dreaming on. I'm staying strong, need to move on to be what I want. I'll keep dreaming.